there is one team on campus right now that is more caliente. It is the LSU Gymnastics team, fresh off beating the number one team in the land in front of an absolutely electric environment in the PMAC last Friday night. And now it's time to talk to him, as we do every Friday with Coach Jay Clark, who's taking time out of his busy schedule, literally stepped outside of team breakfast. Walkthrough's coming up. He made time for OTB. Hell yes. Thank you so much, Coach. And how about it? You told us last week Kayla Chio is a killer. And what did she do? She won the Kayla Chio Award once again. SEC Freshman of the Week. I mean, it is unbelievable the impact this young woman is having.
Dude, you're a nut. Yeah. I could just call in every week and listen to you, man. It's hilarious. No, she's fantastic, and certainly it was a heck of a meet for everybody. But no, she is a killer. I didn't know what to say. They asked me what makes her so good. I said, if I knew, I'd bottle it and sell it. But it's just she is a killer, and we've got several of them on this team, and so that was an exciting time. Of course, you wouldn't know because you stayed home. As I recall. I know. And did the girl dad thing, which I understand because I've done that. But anyway, it was a great night in the PMAC for sure.
Yeah, Coach Jay, the consummate romantic. As I was sitting outside of Rouse's, chilling with my boy John, who'd I see popping in to get some flowers?
Me now, okay.
Yeah, look at you.
That was for my daughter, bro. That was for my daughter.
Okay. Well, whatever. Yeah. Thoughtful nonetheless. Thoughtful nonetheless.
I walk out of Rouse's, and you're like, Coach, don't you have something better to do than walk out of Rouse's right now? But,
you got the number one team in the entire country coming to town. Is that your daughter that I have set by at the meets that wears the overalls and cheers like a mad woman the entire time?
That's her. And the funny thing is, the irony is, she's a freshman cheerleader at Oklahoma.
Wow. What?
Yeah, they recruited her. We don't have all girls cheer at LSU. We need to get it because my daughter can't be a flyer on a co-ed squad. She's got to be all girl because she's built like her dad. So, but at any rate, it was she was in town for it, and she was wearing her purple and gold overalls down in the student section. So.
Yeah, she's awesome. I love her energy. I love this team's energy, and I know Kayla Chio's obviously getting all the headlines, Coach, but it goes so much deeper than that. I mean, despite all the injuries, there's just answers. And people's ability to step up week in and week out, like when they are called upon. And now a chance tonight to go to Kentucky, a place that it's been a little bit since y'all have won in that building. And now, thanks to last week, you control your own destiny when it comes to this regular season SEC title, which I know, I mean, that I know you're not trying to put the focus there, but that means something to you, no?
Well, yeah, absolutely. As we get later in the season, my tone changes a little bit, and we are in a good place. And I want to make sure, my message to them this week is two things: improve what you've done on the road in the past, and win the meet. And that's where we've got to start. We've got to start, getting our verbiage and our mindset a little bit now. We've done a good job of stacking the days and building blocks as we've gone through, and it's time to kind of really solidify what our identity is going to be, and so that's the goal here tonight, is to get in there and do better than we did in Alabama on the road from a performance standpoint. I'm not talking about scores because I can't control that, but I am talking about walking out of the building feeling good about what we did, and that's our goal there tonight.
Coach, is there one thing that you can point to in being on the road and saying, okay, no matter what happens, like, this is what I need to see, this is what I want to see on the road? Maybe, like you mentioned, something you didn't see in the time you went out against Alabama on the 7th.
Well, I think we, in Alabama, we got off to a good start. I think we let the scores distract us a little bit, even though we talk ad nauseum about not doing so. You're human, and sometimes when things aren't going exactly the way you'd like them to, from a result standpoint, it affects your performance. So I think we let that kind of crack our egg a little bit, and we didn't let it snowball on us the way we did at Arkansas for sure. But it just took the edge off just a little bit. I thought we came out really sharp, looked great, and as the meet wore on, some of that edge came off. And that, that's the kind of thing that as we get in the latter part of the season that we can't let happen to us.
Yeah, and the ability to knock that Arkansas score out of the NQS, I think that opportunity is tonight if you score higher than that. And I wanted to shout out, Rabley had a really good write-up in The Advocate today. I did want to shout out Amari Drayton when we were talking about different gymnasts just finding ways to step up when it's their time. You're going into the last rotation against Oklahoma, barely trailing, and Drayton does something that she said she's never done in her entire gymnastics career. Gets at least 110 from a judge. What does it do for you as a coach? Like, what emotions does it invoke in you when you see an athlete raise her bar?
It makes you want to go over to the other judge's table and turn it over, but because that was without a doubt the best floor routine I've ever seen her do it for us, and she's just that kid. She's kind of unsung in a lot of ways, and because her personality is such that she doesn't really seek the spotlight, but as consistent and just a grinder in terms of how she goes about her business, and one of the most pleasant human beings you'll ever be around. So I was just super pleased for her. This sport, at least the way we run our program is sort of predicated on the relationships that they have and that we have with them. And there's a lot of trust involved. And she's one that, you can't help but just root for and get close to and love being around on a daily basis. And so I was super pleased to see her, garner some of the attention that I think she so richly deserves.
Coach, help a couple of old football meatheads out here, because you texted me and told me that y'all have walkthrough coming up here in about 20 minutes. And I mean, I remember, doing those Friday, Saturday walkthroughs football, and it's you're walking through your plays. What is that in gymnastics? How does that work?
Well, we go from event to event, and we kind of do just kind of it's more of an imagery kind of thing in your mind. We go from event to event as a team. We go in order in the lineup we're going to be. There's a little bit of, kind of mimicking what you're going to do with your body that goes on. But really it's just about kind of setting the mindset for the rest of the day, and getting their head wrapped around, what we're about to do. And then we leave there and come back here, and we've got, a team meeting and a team lunch. So a lot of things are similar, in terms of the semantics, but I think more than anything, it's a visualization kind of exercise that we go through.
So tonight, 6 p.m., catch it on the SEC network at Kentucky. This is a top 10 matchup because it is the SEC. It's number 3 versus number 9. Cannot wait. Coach, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I know it's a very busy morning. Thank you for taking time. Congrats on last week. Massive win, and kick some ass tonight.